early settlement. This is where you choose to clear the loan earlier before the end of the full term. There will be some differences in these two regimes. If you borrowed from a flat rate regime, many times you will still end up paying the total interest you needed to pay at the end of a particular period, even if you cleared your loan early. Even though these days I have seen a few lenders sometimes advancing some discounts and saying, if you cleared early, then we might discount some 5% out of the total that you ought to pay. But the modus operandi, the way of operation of a flat rate regime is that once we have calculated the interest, we know that, for example, in our first example, you're supposed to pay 54,000 at the end of the period. That is what you will pay. If you choose to clear your loan earlier, that was your choice. But the original arrangement is that by the end of the period, this is what you ought to pay us. So you will pay us. If you had borrowed from a reducing balance regime, then when you choose to settle early, automatically then you save the interest you would have paid in the remaining period. For example, you had borrowed money that was to be repaid in 5 years. After 3 years, you get some lump sum amount and you inject in your balance and you clear it. Then the interest that you would have paid for the remaining 2 years gets to be a gain for you because it only charges you interest on the outstanding balance. So on the day of your settlement, they will calculate interest on the principal balance as at that time. And that will form the amount that you will pay to clear the remaining balance. So it's important that you also notice those two differences so that when you are taking up the loan, you also get to ask them, what happens in the event that I decide to clear early? If they tell you that when you clear early, you will still pay us everything, then you might want to be careful because you might be in a regime that is not favoring you.